Hey guys, Mr. Hayes here. I shouldn't hopefully be gone many more days. Having some more continued health issues with some of the members of my family. Anyway, Mrs. Ostrowski had told me that she, after the harder graphing exercise last week, which was kind of the point to be perfectly honest, she was starting to show you how to solve equations by adding. So I'm going to reorder things a little bit and jump off of that. Which obviously is some of you guys found is a much nicer, easier, better way of solving systems. Plus, you may not have graph paper around, you may not have your graphing calculators around. There's a whole bunch of reasons why graphing is not necessarily the best way to solve things. So today, if you guys could take out a sheet of paper, today's objective to solve systems of equations by adding. I'll go through 3 examples. You guys will have a little bit of book work to do, and then you guys will turn that in and leave with a smile on your face since there's nothing later to do for Mr. Hayes. Mike, sit down. All right, so first example, we have 2 of these. So you've got the system 2x plus 3y is equal to 11, and a negative 2x plus 5y is equal to 13. Now, as I'm guessing Mr. Ostrowski had showed you guys, or Mrs. W, you can line these up. And we'll talk about what happens when the coefficients aren't opposites in a second. We'll also talk about what happens when they're not the same probably tomorrow. But if you look at this, obviously these 2 things, the coefficients in front of the x's are opposites. 2 and negative 2 zero each other out when you add these things together. When you add these things together, it's just like when you're dealing with equations or expressions. You add or combine like terms. So x's with x's, y's with y's, numbers to numbers. The other thing is that you always need to make sure that they're always on the same side of the equal sign. So the x and the y have to be on the same side. So variables on the same side of equal sign. Okay, very important. So anyway, so as she probably pointed out, but I will now, especially for those of you who are not here, you're going to add these 2 together. So 2x minus 2x is going to turn out to be, this, 0x, or just 0, plus, you get 8y is equal to 24. Okay, so effectively, again, you have 8y is equal to 24. And now it's just an equation with 1 variable. And that's your whole goal when you're solving systems, is to get it down so you have 2 equations and 2 variables. You want to get it down to 1 equation, 1 variable. Okay, so let's actually put that over here. So 1 equation, 1 variable. Actually, let's even italicize it just for grins. So because once you get it down to 1 equation, 1 variable, you know how to solve this. 8y equals 24. You divide both sides through by 8. So you got that. And then you're going to divide this by 8. That by 8. And so then y is going to equal 3. Now, the one thing that people first start making mistakes on with this is they're like, oh, then we're done. Okay. No, you're not. Because remember, the whole reason why we did graphing first is so you could see that you have 2 lines intersecting most of the time. Where they intersect is your solution. At one point where they intersect have 2 coordinates. So we need to go through and find x. So plug into equation of the equations to find x. So, and it doesn't matter which one. Silly thing. Doesn't matter which one, just as long as you do for one of them. So, since positives tend to be nicer, we'll take that one. So you've got, that's going to become 2x smaller than I intended. 2x plus 3. Now y is really equal to 3. Remember, that's what's coming over here. So I'm going to take out that 3, plug that in. In fact, let me just do this. So I'm going to take this, plug it in right there. Yes, it's ugly. I'm sorry. You can deal with it. And that's going to equal 11. And so then from there, you're just going to go through and solve it. So you get 2x plus 9 is equal to 11. And then 2x is going to equal, subtract 9 from both sides. See all that stuff from last semester coming back to say hi. Isn't that nice? So then you end up with, again, 2x equaling 2. So divide everything through by 2. You can end up with x equals 1. Save some space in this direction. So then x is going to equal 1. Now, you're going to take this information and you're going to take this. You're going to take this over here, and when you write your answer, you need to write it as an ordered pair. Okay? Because it's a point. Your solution is a point. It's not, oh, x is this and y is this. Okay? You need to write it as a solution set. And so you're not solution set by ordered pair. So your ordered pair is going to be here. Your x value is 1. Your y value is 3. So your answer is the ordered pair of 1, 3. Okay? This right here is a very poor drawing that didn't work the way it was supposed to. There. Your answer is 1, 3. Okay? So, example 1. You line up everything. You happen to have opposites. Add them together. You have opposites. Add them together. Find one variable. Plug it into either equation. You get the same thing if we plugged it into the other one. And then away you go. Okay? Now what happens if you've got your two equations? They're looking very lovely. They look like they could even go together. Now here we have opposites now, but again, this, remember, back over here, our goal, let's keep this in the back of our head. Our goal is, we want variables on the same side of the equal sign. And our goal is one equation, one variable. If I add these together as is, I would have 9x's and 6y's. That's not one equation, one variable. That's one equation, two variables. So you ask yourself, which variables are easier to get rid of? The x's, if they are the x's close enough? No. The y's close enough? Well, they are the same. I want them the opposite. Well, how do I get them to be the opposite? Easy, multiplying through by -1. So I'm going to put parentheses around here. As long as you do the same thing to both sides, remember, it's perfectly legal. So there's -1. So these two equations now become this. Okay? This equation stays the same. Not a surprise. Okay? This equation now becomes, I multiply everything through by -1. No, oh, I forgot. This equation now becomes a -5x. So again, remember, everybody gets a -1. Okay. This now becomes a -3y. Hey, that's what we wanted. And then this is going to become +2. So then when you set this up, okay, you're still going to get an equation. No problem. So -4 or 4x minus 5x is going to leave me with -1x. These are going to go away. 3 plus, I'm going to go ahead and write down 0y just because otherwise people find like, where did it go? I said, well, it disappeared. Well, I don't know. Where did it go? All right. So this is what you get. Okay. 4x minus 5x is -1x. 3y plus -3y is 0. 2 plus 2 is 4. And then you're going to solve this out. So finish it up. So again, one equation, one unknown, because this, remember, now turns into a -1x. And again, you can write this down instead of having written it 0. I'm fine with that. Excuse me. And then we're going to have to divide everything through by a -1. So then your answer is x equals -4. Yay! Now again, remember, actually maybe we should do this. We'll change this to intermediate goal. Final goal. Now, let me do this. You know me, always one for making sure things look nice. We need ordered pair with x value and a y value. Yeah, let's do this. All right. I mean, that's the end of the day, what we really want. Let me go in one equation. So anyway, so we're not there yet. We don't have an ordered pair. We only have an x value. So what we need to do again, remember, take one of our handy equations that we want to use, stay. And then we're going to plug in the variable that we found. So this -4 right here. It's really hard when you're not using a mouse. Is going to go right here. So then this equation, once we evaluated that for this, turns into 4 times -4 plus 3y is equal to 2. Then you're just going to solve this. 4 times -4, 16. Great, now what? Well, we had 16 to both sides. This is obviously the place where somebody's going to hit pause on this because I'm talking too fast. And then we add these all together. So now I only have 3y is equal to 18. So when you divide both sides by 3, you end up with, I'll do that. I tend to skip too many steps sometimes, at least in terms of showing people what it looks like. Divide both sides through by 3. And then I don't want that. Yellow. So then your final answer is going to be y equals 6. So then, again, we're going to take that answer, this answer, and combine them into a beautiful ordered pair. So remember, people shouldn't be able to always follow monitoring. High school is a different thing. At least my high school experience was different. So there's your answer, -4, 6. And you're done. Yay! And again, remember, when you're plugging in the -4, it does not matter. Let me do this. View page. There, I can see that word. You could plug this -4 when you solve this out into either equation, and you'll still come out with a 6 if you're doing it correctly. So, all right, copy this over. Last one. Boom. All right. So remember a couple things. Let's line this up from here. And our goals here. Now the variables on the same side of the equal sign. The intermediate goal being one equation, one variable. Now notice the x's and the y's are not on the same side here. We have x and y on the left-hand side up here. We have y and x on the opposite sides here. We need to make sure that this happens before we do anything else. Okay. Reason being, if you're going to get opposite answers. If you get opposite answers, so we need to move this up. Oops. Okay. So what we need to do here first, let's move this back to the other order. So I need to get this 3x over to the other side. And again, remember, math, we're trying to bend things to our will. So what you're going to end up doing is a very, very easy process. And you're going to subtract 3x from both sides. So that's going to zero it out here. So now you've got, on this side over here, you've got, hold on, let me do this. Just slightly differently. Because again, remember, you want to line up like terms, right? Done. So you got that. Whoa, too far. All right. So when you get this all together, you're going to have the -3x. I still have a 4y, but now that's going to equal 14. And this right here is what we're going to bring over to this side of the party. So let's slide these both down here. Because now I've got the x's and the y's all lined up. They're on the same side of the equal sign. They can now relate to each other. And lo and behold, wow, look, the 4's are opposite. It's amazing. It's almost like we intended for that example to be like that. Well, okay, of course we did. But so now you can add these things together. So when you do this, you're going to end up with 5x here. You guys still writing this down? Last one, promise. So you're going to add those things up together. So now I have, these are going to go away. Okay, let's stop writing down 0x because that's probably just confusing people. Let's just say, okay, these are now gone. Take out your lightsaber. Gone. So now you've got 5x is equal to 10. So to get rid of those, you just need to get both sides by 5. Right? So divide that. That. 5. 5. So now your answer is going to be x equals 2. Ta-da! Now we're going to take that, plug it into one of the originals. Am I always taking the red one? Very possible. So you know what, this one is going to actually make more sense to take the blue one, because look, you have y by itself. And if I do this one, when I plug it in for x, y is already all the way over by itself. So with the arrow. All right. So now when you do this, you can change it. So the fours, let's keep 4 and y. And then the 3, the x is going to become a 2. So now you heard, now there's nothing move to the other side. So when I get this now, this is going to stay 4y. I've now got 6 plus 14, and I know some of you guys have already written down 20, and that's because you guys are some of the best and brightest around. See that? I need to extend my page. Okay, and then from there, you divide those. So now, divide through by 4. So then y is going to equal 5. Now again, remember, we want an ordered pair. Okay. Don't settle for anything less. It's better to wait than to make mistakes or make decisions that you're going to regret later. So we want an ordered pair, so we're waiting for an ordered pair. And you get that. So it's going to be 2 comma 5, x comma y. All right. Sorry, one more time. All right. So again, you're lining them up, adding them up. There you go. Okay. So now your homework assignment for tomorrow is, do this, page 447, 3 through 15. Here are the problems here. If you want to see them up here, obviously you can also pull a book out, both from there. Separate sheet of paper, your name on them. Get this done, turn it in to Ms. Shaw, and away we go. All right. So hopefully I will see you on Tuesday. If not, sooner than that, remember you can always go up to the library after schools on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday with Ms. Silva. So that usually starts, I think, at 3:15, goes to 4:15. Use it as much as you want. Anyway, thank you so much. We will talk to you later.